Hi, Dr. Ron England here with another of the short How Do I in ASP.NET Core. Another common task. This is a task of when you're in the interface, you'd like to have a combo box. Not a combo box that's filled in from things from the database, but simple combo boxes that might be true, false. I mean, just simple choices. It's a common occurrence that you want to fill in a combo box so that the model gets only specific data put into it, and you want to make it easy to do. Well, let's look at an easy way to do that. So I'm going to go over here to my a model here, donation materials, which has a field called availability. And there's only three values you want to have: available, not available, and unknown. Those are the only three fields I'd like to have in that, which means that in the interface, I'd like that to be a combo box or an actual select. If you're looking at HTML, you're looking at it as being a select. How do I make that happen? Well, first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to create a public static method in the model. Okay, public and static. Well, public because I need to call it, but static in that it's a class method, so that you don't have to instantiate the class to have access to it, called availability options. And then I'm just simply going to return. Now, I could have returned an enumeration and then converted the enumeration into the select list items, but why? I know what I'm going to be using this for. I'm going to have select list items that show up in the interface. So essentially what I do is I return a collection of select list items. Now, how do I use that? Well, one of the places that I use that is in the create page underneath donation materials. Now, I scaffolded this page directly from the scaffolding in .NET Core and inside of Entity Framework, but it shows the default, which is going to be a simple text box. But I don't want a text box, so I comment that guy out. That's the ASP4 there, and I added another one, which is simple. I just simply say it's going to still be an ASP4 donation materials availability, so I know that's the field it's going to get put into. But then I just added this ASP items. So in other words, the ASP4 is going to know that if it has ASP items, you want to have a drop down, and there it is. I call now the namespace for donation materials is griefheroes.models. Now I could obviously put that into an include. I did not, but what I did do here is I just put the entire namespace donation materials. That's not an instantiation of the model. It's a class method. So it's a static method. So I just basically call it. Now, what is that going to look like? Well, you saw what those properties were, so all I have to do is pop this guy up, and as it pops up, we'll take a quick look at how this ends up looking in the final interface. Now, remember, I've scaffolded all these pages with the default CRUD scaffolding, so I have pages for all of the create and edit and list and delete. So I have all those pages created, and I can use this. Since I made it a class method, a static method, I have access to it all the time. So if I go over to here and say create, and I come down here to available, that's going to give me the three options: available, not available, and unknown that I had put in there. This is something that you'll probably want to do. Of course, there's another option, is that you can actually have these being populated from a database, but that is a different video. Thanks for how do I do this.